for Chapter 5, Riders and Supplementary Benefits. Key concepts about riders and supplementary benefits. Riders that provide additional benefits upon death, and supplementary benefits in addition to death benefits. So what are the riders that provide additional benefits upon death? Number one we have in the list is paid up addition or PUA rider, which we have already been discussing as present in both whole life, participating, and UL. Then we have term insurance rider, accident death rider, guaranteed insurability benefit rider, child term rider, family coverage rider, and term riders. So we will go through this one by one. What riders allow more coverage later without medical? We had mentioned the paid up addition or PUA rider. In the PUA rider, you can buy additional permanent coverage at certain times and amounts with lump sum payment, and there is no medical required. So if you have a whole life participating, once you receive your dividends, that will be the lump sum payment to pay for your increased coverage. So you do not have to increase your premium because it will be your dividend paying for lump sum. So it is available both for whole life and UL. The guaranteed insurability benefit rider or GIB rider can also add coverage at certain times and amounts, but this time you have to add premium. Again, there is no medical required. So when will a person get GIB rider? Let's say he wants a bigger coverage, but his salary still cannot afford that. But he knows that his salary will increase, so he might as well add a little extra for the rider so that when he can afford to pay a higher coverage, then he can apply for it without need for medical. And all he has to do is submit financial underwriting, meaning to say proof that his salary had indeed increased by submitting his paycheck. So the GIB is available for both term and permanent insurance. So term rider, GIB right away. Permanent, GIB as well. You can increase coverage if you increase your premium. So now riders add family members, the children rider, and the family coverage rider. So what is the difference between the children rider and the family coverage rider? Children rider is only for the children. And it doesn't matter how many children are yet to be born or to be adopted legally. They could always add every child born thereafter to the same rider without having to increase the premium. It will remain the same premium. However, the death benefit amount will just be like sometimes 5,000, 10,000, 30,000, no? Normally it covers, or it is enough to cover funeral expense. It ends when the child has reached a certain age, sometimes when the child has reached a certain, has finished school and can normally be convertible up to a certain maximum level, okay? Can be convertible into permanent. And I would remember a question that would arise about this was about a girl who had, I think she is like 18 years old. She had a term child rider until age 25, convertible. However, at age 18, she's going to Saudi Arabia. So what does she need? A, convert her child rider to permanent. B, term rider, term insurance. C, travel insurance. D, whatever. So what will you choose?
The travel?
Yeah, because she's traveling, right? Okay, now let's go to family coverage rider. So as she has read in the problem, it includes the parents and the children. And the same rule will apply, or the same privilege applies to the children in the family coverage rider, just like the children rider. So it's extension of the children rider that will now include the parent. In such case, if the parents insure the child, what do you think is an advisable thing to do, just in case the original policyholder dies.
Make the children the revocable.
Not really, because if you make all the children irrevocable beneficiaries, that's a
Revocable
full
system.
order. No,
Not
I'm
it.
asking about what is best if the parent, original policyholder dies. What can save the plan? Otherwise, if this is not indicated, then the plan, if the original policyholder will die, will be owned by the estate of the deceased parent. So the best thing to do is to make
Trustee.
Gabe. No, it's understood that they all have trustee, but the trustee does not own the policy. Therefore, to assign a subrogated policyholder or a successor policyholder or policy owner. So if the father is the original policy holder, then make the wife the successor policyholder so that in case the father dies, then the wife will continue with the policy. That is the advisable action if there is a third person insured, such as the children. Okay, term insurance rider. So again, what's a term rider? It is an add-on term insurance. It is for temporary needs or for affordable coverage. So affordable because term is usually cheaper, and it's even much cheaper if it's a term rider because there's no additional policy fee. So it is to add coverage. Now, how else can you use term rider? You can use term rider to layer a policy where you can use a combination of permanent and term insurance rider to still have the same coverage, but at a cheaper cost. So compare this one. Wow. You have a $500 universal life straight UL, okay? Straight permanent. Which do you think is cheaper? This one, straight UL, or the layered offering of $200 permanent UL plus $300 term 20, which will also total $500,000. Which do you think is reasonable and cheaper?
I would think business wise, it's straight 500,000 UL because of the accumulative value. And then I don't know about the second one.
I'm not asking about the cumulative value. I'm asking about which is cheaper, which will have a lower cost of insurance. The
Ah,
straight UL for 500,000 or the UL for 200,000 only and then add term rider of 300,000 to still get 500,000 total.
well, I think the second one will be cheaper because it's only 200 UL.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. With a Tim
Yes,
Rider.
that's correct. That's why it says here compare the cost. So normally at death, you don't need this much. If you have a mortgage, then that mortgage is only needed for 20 years. So why don't you give a term 20 rider for the mortgage? And that will mean cheaper cost of insurance. And since it's a rider, it's even much cheaper. And then bring down the permanent coverage to 200,000. And that will indeed bring down the cost of the insurance. See? As agents, you should be able to learn how to do this in order to help your client get lower cost of insurance. So
Mm.
it doesn't have to be the full, okay?
Yeah.
Because, well, of course, you will get higher commission here. But remember, it's not your pocket that we're worried about. As agent, you take care of the client's best interest first. And
Mhm.
this is the client's best interest. But you will still get a high commission. Why? The total is still 500,000. That's still high commission for you. Might even still be the same, you know?